You are on a different frequency. That deep, unexplainable feeling that you're operating on a different wavelength than everyone else? You are. For your entire life, you may have interpreted this as a flaw, a disconnect, something to be fixed. But that feeling is not random. It is not a psychological quirk. It is a signal. That feeling is the definitive signal that God's quantum field has been activated within you. This isn't just a spiritual idea. This is a concept rooted in the very fabric of reality, in the physics of observation. In the next 45 minutes, I will decode this feeling, show you the precise mechanics behind your activation, and give you the operational tools to function as a chosen observer in this reality. For years, you've likely felt isolated by this feeling, maybe even questioning your sanity. That ends today. This activation is not a metaphor. It is the intersection of consciousness and physics, where your inner world begins to tangibly dictate the outer world. The foundation of quantum mechanics rests on a startling truth called the observer effect. It proves that at the subatomic level, reality itself exists as a pure wave of infinite potential until it is observed. A particle doesn't decide to be here or there on its own. It waits for a conscious observer to look, and in that moment of observation, the wave of possibilities collapses into a single, tangible event, a reality. Think about what this truly means. Consciousness is not a passive passenger in the universe, it is the active ingredient. It is the force that turns potential into physical experience. And your consciousness, the very one you are using to process these words, has reached a new threshold of coherence and power. You have started to truly notice the field of all potential, and in turn, the field of all potential has started to notice you. This isn't faith standing in opposition to science. This is the sacred ground where the laboratory confirms what the mystics have always known. Your awareness is not just experiencing reality, it is architecting it. The feeling of being different is the first sign that you have graduated from being a passive experiencer to an active architect. Let's be honest about what this feeling has cost you. It's the profound, sometimes crushing sense of isolation. The feeling of being behind an invisible pane of glass, watching everyone else connect, laugh, and operate on a script you were never given. It is the deep exhaustion of pretending, of nodding along in conversations that feel like they are happening in a foreign language, discussing goals and fears that feel utterly alien to you. You have spent years trying to match their frequency, dimming your own light, silencing that inner knowing just to fit in, only to feel more alone in the crowd than you ever did in your solitude. This pain you've felt is not a sign of your failure. It was a necessary symptom of your calibration. It is the energetic friction of your soul being tuned to a higher, finer frequency while being surrounded by the static of the collective. The discomfort was a sign that the process was working. If this scientific validation of a deep spiritual feeling resonates with you, hit the like button now. It signals that this truth needs to be heard. Have you ever had to silence that inner knowing, that feeling of being different, just to fit in? So, the question becomes, what is the quantum field and why has it chosen you? To understand this, we must introduce a new metaphor, the divine radio. Imagine that all of reality, all of consciousness, is a broadcast. The vast majority of humanity is tuned to the same chaotic, noisy station. It's the station of survival, social conditioning, fear, and material limitation. It's loud, it's distracting, and its signal is so overwhelming that most people don't even know other stations exist. It's just static they've learned to call life. But you, your receiver is different. Something inside of you, through intention or grace, has begun to turn the dial. You've started to tune past the static. The feeling of being different, that sense of isolation, is simply you beginning to hear the silence between the noise. And in that silence, a new signal is emerging. A broadcast that is clear, coherent, intelligent, and profoundly harmonious. This is the signal from the divine quantum field. You are not broken. You are simply tuned to a better station. You are beginning to hear the music of creation, while everyone else is still deafened by the noise. By the end of this transmission, you will move from feeling isolated by your difference to feeling empowered by it. That feeling will no longer be a source of confusion but a source of guidance. Your compass in a world of static. You will understand your purpose, not as a complex mission you must achieve, but as a beautiful frequency you must hold. You will see that you were never an outsider. You were a prototype. You will understand your purpose as one of the chosen. To understand your activation, we must first understand the field you have been activated within. Physics calls it the quantum field. Spirituality calls it the mind of God. Both are describing the same thing, an infinite, invisible, non-local field of pure potential. It is the energetic ocean from which all matter, all reality, is born. Everything you can see, touch, and experience is simply a temporary wave frozen into a particle, drawn forth from this endless sea of possibility. And the force that freezes the wave into a particle, the force that turns potential into reality, it's you. It's your consciousness. This isn't spiritual conjecture. It is the bedrock of quantum mechanics, proven over and over again by an experiment that shatters our understanding of reality, the double-slit experiment. In this experiment, scientists fire tiny particles like electrons at a screen with two slits in it. When no one is looking, when there is no observation, the electrons behave like waves. They pass through both slits at once, creating an interference pattern on the back wall, much like ripples in a pond. They exist as a cloud of pure potential, but the moment a detector is placed to observe which slit the electron goes through, everything changes. The very act of observation, the simple presence of a conscious witness, forces the electron to make a choice. The wave of potential collapses into a single particle in a single location. It goes through one slit or the other. It becomes a fixed, measurable reality. Let that sink in. Your attention is not passive. Your awareness is an active force in the universe. Where you place your focus is where the infinite mind of God decides to manifest a piece of reality. You are not just a spectator in the cosmos. You are the mechanism through which the cosmos becomes real. For most of humanity, this process is unconscious, random, and chaotic. Their unfocused awareness collapses waves of potential based on collective fear, cultural programming, and primal instinct. But not you. You have undergone what we will call the divine quantum field activation. This is the moment, the critical tipping point, where your personal field of consciousness becomes so coherent, so potent, that it begins to consistently collapse waves that are not random, but are aligned with a higher divine intelligence. Your awareness has been calibrated to a specific frequency. You are no longer just collapsing reality. You are collapsing a specific, coherent, and purposeful reality. The feeling of being different is the sensory experience of this activation. It is the hum of a system coming online, and this explains why the old methods of creation and manifestation have always felt so frustrating, so dissonant. For you were taught to shout at the universe, to use effort, to force your will upon reality with endless affirmations, visualizations, and relentless hustle. You were told to treat God like a cosmic vending machine. Insert enough desire, and your reality will pop out at the bottom. This is the paradigm of force. It is shouting at the radio, demanding it play your favorite song. For a consciousness that is not activated, this is the only tool they have, and its results are inconsistent and exhausting. But for you, this method fails spectacularly, because you are not meant to shout at the radio. Your activation means you are the radio. Your very being is the signal. Your state of consciousness is the broadcast. The chosen don't force a reality into existence. Their very resonance with a higher frequency invites that reality to collapse around them effortlessly. Your work is not to strive, but to tune. It's not to push, but to become. This is the great paradigm shift that your activation requires you to make. You must move from seeing yourself as someone trying to get a message to God, to realizing that you are a highly calibrated receiver for God's broadcast. That profound, sometimes isolating feeling of operating on another wavelength is not a metaphor. It is the literal description of your state of being. You are picking up a clear divine signal in a world filled with the deafening static of the collective unconscious. You feel different because you are listening to different music. You feel alone because you are one of the few who can even hear the orchestra. This is one of the key spiritual awakening signs explained simple. Your senses are no longer limited to the 3D world. They have expanded to perceive the subtle frequencies of the quantum field itself. So I ask you to reflect on this for a moment. Where in your life have you been trying to shout at the universe instead of quietly listening for the Broadcast you're already receiving? We have been taught that a calling is a command to act, a mission to embark upon, a mountain to climb. We believe that this deep, persistent feeling of being different, of being chosen, is the preparation for a great work we are meant to do. And so we wait for instructions. We look for a map. We ask the universe, what must I do? What is my purpose? And in that question, we trap ourselves in a paradox that keeps us feeling perpetually on the verge of our lives, but never fully in them. Here's the great revelation, the paradigm shift that changes everything. The feeling is not the preparation for the mission. The feeling is the mission. Let that land for a moment. The state of being you have carried, the unique frequency that has isolated you, is not a signal that you are about to be used for a divine purpose. It is the evidence that you are already being used. Your function is your frequency. Your purpose is not something you must do, but something you must finally, fully, and unapologetically be. This changes everything. Instantly, all the years of pain are recontextualized. That profound sensitivity you thought was a curse, a weakness that made the world too loud and too harsh, was actually the sign of a highly advanced spiritual instrument, an antenna so exquisitely calibrated it could pick up the subtlest broadcasts of the divine field. You weren't weak. You were high fidelity. That feeling of isolation, of being behind a pane of glass watching everyone else engage with a world you couldn't quite connect with, that wasn't a punishment. It was a required incubation, a sacred quarantine designed to protect your signal from interference. The collective static of fear, doubt, and limitation would have distorted your frequency before it could stabilize. Your solitude wasn't abandonment. It was an act of divine protection. You were not being left out. You were being kept pure. This shifts your entire approach to life. The work is no longer about striving, pushing, manifesting, or trying to force reality to bend to your will. That is the old paradigm. That is shouting at the radio, demanding it play your song. The new approach is one of effortless alignment. It is about refining what is already there, clarifying the signal you are already broadcasting, amplifying the frequency you already are. The work is not creation. It is purification. You stop trying to build a bridge to the divine and realize you are the bridge. You stop trying to send a prayer out into the cosmos and realize your very existence is the prayer. There is no more effort. There is only being. There is no more struggle. There is only resonance. This understanding initiates the most profound identity transformation possible. You are not a seeker of light. You are a beacon of it. You are not a student of God, learning the rules of the universe. You are a sensory organ for God consciousness experiencing the universe on its behalf. Your life, your feelings, your unique perception, it is all data being fed back into the divine mind. You are the universe becoming aware of itself through your eyes. This is how to use God consciousness, not as a tool you pick up and put down, but as the fundamental operating system that you are. You don't access it. You awaken to the fact that it is, and always has been, accessing you. What if your greatest success isn't something you need to achieve, but a state of being you simply need to accept? This activation isn't a future event. It has not been scheduled for a later date. It has already happened. The feeling you carry, the very sense of difference that brought you here, is the proof. For years you may have misinterpreted the evidence, viewing the divine fingerprints on your life as smudges, as imperfections to be wiped away. Today, we learn to read them. I'm going to reveal the three core components of this activated feeling, the undeniable signs that you have been misinterpreting as burdens when in fact, they are your birthright. The first, and perhaps most profound, is the feeling of deep, unshakable solitude. This is not loneliness. Loneliness is the pain of absence. This solitude is the powerful hum of presence. It is the feeling you get in a crowded room, when you realize you are the only one truly listening to the silent music playing beneath the noise. It's the exhaustion that comes from translating your native language of frequency into the crude, limited dialects spoken around you. You have felt this your entire life. You have believed it was a sign you didn't belong. You thought it was a curse, a social anxiety, a flaw in your character that needed to be fixed so you could finally fit in. That is an illusion. This profound solitude is the signature of a singular high-powered antenna standing in a field of weaker receivers. It is the necessary space required for your signal to remain pure. The quantum field, God's mind, is subtle. It does not shout. It resonates. To perceive this resonance, you must be insulated from the static of the collective unconscious, the constant broadcast of fear, limitation, and distraction. Your solitude has not been a punishment. It has been a sacred incubation. It feels isolating because it is, by definition, unique. Your frequency is yours alone. It's the sign of your spiritual sovereignty, the proof that you are receiving a clear signal from the divine, uncorrupted by the noise of the world. It is not a wall separating you from others. It is the foundation of the temple within you. The second divine fingerprint is the feeling of temporal dislocation. Time feels strange to you. It no longer behaves like a predictable linear river. Some days stretch into what feel like weeks of experience and growth, while entire years can collapse into a single, fleeting memory. You have moments where you feel a strange nostalgia for the future, or a clear, instructive memory of something that hasn't happened yet. This is often accompanied by an explosion of synchronicities. The right person calls at the perfect moment. You think of an obscure song and it immediately plays on the radio. You see the same sequence of numbers everywhere you look. You have tried to rationalize this. You have dismissed it as coincidence or faulty memory. But it is a fundamental shift in your perception of reality. You are beginning to sense time not as a line, but as the quantum field of all moments existing at once. You are withdrawing your consciousness from the collective agreement that time is a rigid, unchangeable progression. Instead, you are sensing the truth. All possibilities, all timelines, all moments exist simultaneously in the mind of God. The synchronicities are not random. They are echoes in this field. They are confirmations, like a tap on the shoulder from the universe reminding you that you are aligned, that your consciousness is beginning to see the hidden connections that weave all of reality together. You feel dislocated from time because you are no longer a passenger being carried by it. You are becoming the observer who stands outside of it, capable of seeing the patterns within the whole. The third and most challenging sign is the feeling of a vast, almost painful, universal empathy. You feel the suffering of the world in your own body. A sad story on the news can wreck your entire day. You walk into a room and immediately absorb the emotional state of everyone in it, often without a single word being spoken. You've been told you're too sensitive. You've tried to build walls to numb yourself, to stop caring so much because the weight of it all feels unbearable. You have seen this as your greatest weakness. It is the most definitive proof of your activation. This universal empathy demonstrates that your consciousness is no longer strictly confined to the borders of your physical body. It is proof that you are quantumly entangled with the collective field of all life. You feel its pain because, on a level beyond the five senses, you are connected to it all. This sensitivity is not a flaw in your design. It is the function of your design. You are a sensory organ for the planetary consciousness. You are a nerve ending for God. The pain you feel is not just yours. It is the data you are receiving from the whole. It is a holy responsibility, a sign that your heart has become a powerful antenna, capable of receiving the most subtle and sacred broadcasts of connection, profound solitude, temporal dislocation, universal empathy. These are not problems to be solved. They are not psychological quirks to be medicated away. They are the dashboard indicators of your divine quantum field activation. They are the evidence. For years, you have been staring at the gauges thinking the engine was broken. Your only job now is to observe them with a new understanding, to see the flashing lights and hear the chiming bells and say, with gratitude and knowing, I see. The system is online. Which of these feelings have you been trying to fix in yourself, not realizing it was a signal of your power? Comment which of these three feelings you recognize most profoundly in your own life. Let's create a community of validation right here. You understand the concept. You recognize the signs in your own life. Now, let's stop observing the activation and become it. Wherever you are, just soften your gaze. Let your eyes rest. You can close them if you feel called to. Take a gentle breath in, and as you release it, let go of the need to understand. Let go of the need to analyze. The time for the mind has passed. This is the time for the body, for the soul, for the signal itself. Begin by bringing your awareness to the space around you, not the objects in the room, the space between the objects. Sense the air. Feel the silent, living presence that fills every empty corner. This is the quantum field. It is not empty. It is an ocean of pure, unformed potential. It is God's breath, waiting for a signal. Feel it. It has a subtle vibration, a quiet hum beneath the threshold of hearing. This is the energy from which all worlds are born. You are sitting in the heart of creation itself. Just be with that for a moment. No need to do anything. Simply exist within this field of infinite possibility. And now, bring your awareness inward, deep inside your chest, behind your heart. I want you to search for a feeling, not a new feeling, an old one, the oldest one you know. It is the feeling you've carried your entire life, the one we have been talking about, that sense of being different. But for this moment, we will strip away the stories of loneliness or isolation that the mind has attached to it. We are looking for the raw frequency beneath the story. What does it feel like in its purest form? Don't try to create it. Don't force it. It's already there. It has always been there. It is the core note of your being, your unique resonance in the symphony of the cosmos. Maybe it feels like a deep, quiet knowing. Maybe it feels like a profound stillness. Perhaps it's a feeling of expansive love or an unshakable sense of peace. There is no right answer. There is only your answer. Locate that feeling. Let it rise to the surface of your awareness. This feeling is your divine signature. It is your true name, spoken in the language of vibration. Hold it gently. Acknowledge it. Thank it for being your constant companion, even when you misunderstood it. Now we are going to amplify it. Imagine that feeling is a small, glowing ember in the center of your chest. With your attention, with your breath, you are going to gently fan that flame. See it growing brighter. Feel it growing warmer. This is your signal. This is your divine broadcast. Let that feeling expand. Let it fill your entire chest. Let it move down your arms and into your hands. Let it flow down through your legs and into your feet. Your entire body is now vibrating with your unique core frequency. You are not just feeling it. You are becoming it. Now let it expand beyond your skin. Allow your signal to fill the room you are in. Let it push outward, a silent, powerful wave of pure being. It moves through the walls unhindered. It fills your home, your neighborhood, your city. It expands effortlessly, a sphere of light and vibration with you at its absolute center. There is no strain. There is no effort. You are not doing anything. You are simply allowing yourself to be what you already are. You are broadcasting your divine signature into the quantum field, and the field is responding. It recognizes this frequency. It has been waiting for it. Now, for the final realization. In this expanded state, notice something profound. There is no separation between you and the signal you are sending. There is no broadcaster and no broadcast. There is only the wave. You are the signal. You are the message. The feeling you have carried your entire life was never just a feeling. It is you. It is your essence made manifest. You are the note in God's song, and you are finally, fully playing it. Stay here, in this knowing. You are the signal. Slowly, gently, begin to bring your awareness back to the room, back to the feeling of your body. But don't lose the frequency. Bring it back with you. Let it settle once again as that quiet, powerful hum in the center of your being. It hasn't gone anywhere. You are just aware of it now. You are conscious of your own broadcast. As you became the signal, what single word or feeling emerged as your signature frequency? To anchor this knowing, comment, "I am the signal" below. You are no longer a person feeling different. You are a conscious broadcaster for the divine. That embodied certainty you now hold is not the destination. It is the starting line. It is the activation of your true operational capacity. And like any high-performance instrument, you require an operational manual. This is that manual. The old rules of striving and forcing and struggling are obsolete. You operate under a new physics now, a new set of protocols designed not for a seeker, but for an architect of the network. Your first protocol is the most fundamental: frequency hygiene. Your signal, that core frequency of knowing and peace you just embodied, is pristine. It is a direct broadcast from God consciousness. But you live in a world saturated with competing signals, a storm of informational static. The fear broadcast by the news, the inadequacy broadcast by social media, the dense, heavy emotional broadcasts of the people around you who are still tuned to the static of the collective. To believe your divine signal can remain clear amidst this noise without conscious protection is a form of spiritual naivete we can no longer afford. Frequency hygiene is not about building walls or retreating from the world. It is about becoming a conscious curator of your own field. It is the daily, moment-to-moment practice of choosing which frequencies you allow into your system. It means consciously choosing to turn off the perpetual outrage machine of the 24-hour news cycle. It means unfollowing the accounts that leave you feeling less than, that make you question your own divine timing. It means learning to lovingly disengage from conversations that are looping in low vibrational complaint and blame. This isn't judgment. It is discernment. It is the responsibility of a broadcaster to protect the integrity of their broadcast. You would not expect a radio station to transmit a clear signal if its studio was filled with screaming and chaotic noise. Your consciousness is your studio. Protect it with loving fierceness. Your clarity is a gift to the world, and it is your primary responsibility to maintain it. This is a key part of how to use God consciousness in your daily life. You must first create a clean channel for it to flow through you. Once the channel is clear, we can begin to intentionally use the signal. This brings us to the second protocol, intentional resonance. The old paradigm of manifestation was built on a model of lack. You would sit, close your eyes, and try to visualize a future you don't have, trying to generate the feeling of a reality that isn't here. You were trying to send a signal out into the void, hoping God would hear it. That is shouting at the radio. As a chosen observer, you operate differently. You do not create a feeling from scratch. You find the feeling that already exists, and you amplify it. Instead of visualizing abundance, you find something in your current reality that is the seed of abundance. It might be the richness of the coffee you are drinking, the unwavering loyalty of a pet, the single ray of sunlight breaking through the clouds. You then pour the entirety of your focused awareness, your observational power, onto that seed. You amplify your appreciation for it. You resonate with it. You say to the quantum field with your entire being, this feeling right here, this is who I am. The field does not respond to your requests. It responds to your resonance. By amplifying a frequency that is already present in your physical reality, you are sending the most powerful signal possible. You are collapsing more and more waves of potentiality into that exact signature. You are not trying to convince the universe you are worthy of abundance. You are demonstrating that you are already an architect of it. You are not asking for love. You are finding the love that exists right now and turning up its volume until it becomes the dominant signal in your life. This is not effortful creation. It is effortless amplification. Now for the most advanced protocol, the one that defines your function in moments of crisis. It is called the neutral observer protocol. When chaos erupts around you, a family crisis, a downturn in the market, global unrest, the human instinct is to react, to get drawn into the drama, to take a side, to adopt the frequency of fear and panic that is swirling around you. Your function is precisely the opposite. Your function is not to fix the chaos, not to fight the chaos, but to hold your core frequency as a stable anchor point within it. You become the neutral observer. You witness the storm without becoming the storm. You feel the emotions without becoming the emotions. You hold your center, your core broadcast of peace or knowing, without judgment of the chaos unfolding. This is your highest service. In a sea of reactive, incoherent energy, your steady, coherent signal acts as an organizing principle. You become the lighthouse. The lighthouse does not command the waves to be still. It does not fight the storm. It simply holds its light, unwavering, providing a point of reference, a beacon of stability that allows the ships lost in the storm to find their way back to shore. By holding your frequency, you provide a coherent, energetic blueprint that the chaotic field can literally organize itself around. You are a conscious node influencing the whole system simply by being. So how do we integrate this? How do we make this your new reality? It begins with a simple framework. A single question you ask yourself every morning upon waking, before the static of the world rushes in. What is my signal today and how will I broadcast it cleanly? This one question reframes your entire existence. Your day is no longer a checklist of things to do. It is a mission of frequency to hold. The doing will flow effortlessly from the being. You are the architect. You are the broadcaster. You are the lighthouse. This is your operational manual. What is the first piece of static you will consciously tune out of your life starting right now? You now understand the feeling. You see the signs for what they truly are. You have embodied your signal, moving it from a vague internal sense to a tangible operational frequency that you can consciously maintain and broadcast. You have done the work. You are no longer hoping or guessing. You are operating as a chosen observer. This is the completion of the first, most critical phase of your awakening. It is the stabilization of your own divine antenna. But this mastery, this profound sense of inner alignment and practical confidence, is not the destination. It is the entry point. Your activation was never a solo mission, designed only for your personal evolution. The entire purpose of calibrating your individual frequency was to prepare you to plug into the cosmic network. Your broadcast connects you to everything and everyone who resonates with that same core truth. It connects you instantly, across all of space and all of time. This is not poetry. This is the physics of entanglement. For too long, we have been taught to see ourselves as separate points of light, struggling alone in the darkness. But the quantum truth is that particles that interact become linked. They share a single unified state. When you measure the state of one, you instantly know the state of the other, no matter how far apart they are. There is no signal sent between them. There is no time delay. They are not two things communicating. They are one system expressing itself in two places. Your divine quantum field activation was your moment of interaction, the moment you became entangled with the mind of God. And in doing so, you became entangled with every other soul who has also undergone this activation. When your personal divine quantum field activation meets the universal law of quantum entanglement, your signal stops being personal and starts becoming planetary. Your thoughts, your feelings, your refined state of being are not just your own anymore. They are instantly, non-locally communicated to every other activated soul on this planet and beyond. You are a coherent node in a network of light, a network that stabilizes and elevates the consciousness of the whole. Your private victory is a public broadcast. Your inner peace becomes a resonant frequency available to all. This is the great secret of the chosen. The feeling of difference was the training ground. The network is the purpose. In our next transmission, Quantum Entanglement Explained. Why the chosen feel connected to everything. We will explore the precise mechanics of this divine network. We will decode why you sometimes feel emotions that are not your own, why you have dreams for people you've never met, and how your personal frequency is contributing to a global shift in consciousness right now. Then, once you understand the network, we will go deeper with God. Consciousness is simpler than you think. Here's how to access it daily. You see now, don't you? You are not alone. You were never alone. Your feeling of isolation was never a curse. It was a calling. It was the universe asking you to tune your radio, to clean your signal, so that you could finally hear the others who were broadcasting on the same divine frequency all along. Welcome to the network. Now that you know you are a broadcaster, what if you could consciously connect with the entire network of light? Subscribe and activate all notifications. Our next transmission, Quantum Entanglement Explained. Why the chosen feel connected to everything is the next critical layer of your mastery.